My name is Evelyn, and just a few months ago, my husband David and I bought a house in a small, quiet town, a charming two-story Victorian on Willow Lane. It was exactly what we had been looking for, large enough to start a family, complete with a big backyard, and most importantly, far from the chaos of city life. The house had been vacant for years, which explained its slightly lower price, but we weren't deterred. A little bit of dust and a few squeaky floorboards didn't bother us. From the moment we stepped through the ornate wooden door with its stained glass panels, I felt a strange mix of excitement and unease. It was beautiful but had an inexplicable weight to it, as if the walls themselves held secrets. The first week was uneventful. We spent most of it unpacking and fixing small things here and there. The house creaked more than expected, especially at night, but we brushed it off as the sounds of an old structure settling. It wasn't until the second week that things started to feel wrong. One evening, I was alone in the living room, unpacking boxes while David was out running errands. I heard faint footsteps coming from upstairs. Assuming David had returned without me noticing, I called out to him. "David? Is that you?" No answer. The footsteps stopped abruptly, followed by an eerie silence. I walked to the bottom of the stairs, peering up into the dim hallway, but there was no sign of anyone. A chill ran down my spine. I checked the front door, only to find it still locked. When David returned, I told him about the footsteps, but he just laughed it off, joking that I'd probably scared myself. A few nights later, David and I were in bed when I woke up suddenly. The room was pitch black, and for a moment, I wasn't sure what had woken me. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw it, a shadow moving across the hallway just outside our bedroom door. My heart raced as I nudged David awake. "Someone's in the house," I whispered. He grabbed a flashlight from his nightstand and crept to the door. He swung it open, shining the beam down the hallway. There was nothing there. We searched the entire house that night, every room, every closet, even the attic. Everything was exactly as it should be, yet I couldn't shake the feeling that we weren't alone. The following weekend, we decided to tackle the basement, which we had been avoiding since moving in. It was dark and musty, with cobwebs hanging from the low ceiling. As we cleared out old boxes left by the previous owners, David found something odd, a small, locked wooden chest. It was intricately carved, with an iron latch that had rusted over time. Curiosity got the better of us, and David pried it open with a crowbar. Inside, we found a collection of yellowed photographs, a diary, and a small, cracked porcelain doll. The photographs were old, black and white images of a family, parents and two children, a boy and a girl, posing in front of our house. The diary belonged to the woman in the photographs. Her name was Lillian, and as I flipped through the brittle pages, a sense of dread washed over me. Her entries started innocently enough, describing their move into the house and the joys of raising their children. But as the pages went on, her tone changed. She wrote about hearing whispers at night, seeing shadows in the corners of her vision, and feeling an unseen presence watching her. The final entry was the most chilling. "The voices are louder now. They want something, but I don't know what. I'm scared for my family. If you find this, please leave this house. It is not safe." After finding the diary, I started having vivid nightmares. Every night, I dreamt of Lillian, standing at the foot of my bed, her face pale and sunken, her eyes hollow. She didn't speak, but her expression was one of despair and warning. David dismissed the nightmares as a result of reading the diary, but I knew it was more than that. The house felt different now. The air seemed heavier, the shadows darker. One night, I woke up to the sound of whispers, soft and unintelligible, but unmistakable. They seemed to be coming from the basement. Against my better judgment, I went to investigate. The whispers grew louder as I descended the stairs, but the basement was empty. Just as I turned to go back upstairs, the door slammed shut behind me. I screamed, pounding on the door, but it wouldn't budge. Then, the whispers stopped, and I heard a low, guttural growl. I don't know how long I was down there, but eventually, David found me, pale and shaking. He said he'd been looking for me for hours, but I was sure I had only been in the basement for a few minutes. The breaking point came 2 weeks later. We were having dinner when all the lights in the house flickered and went out. David went to check the fuse box while I lit candles in the kitchen. That's when I saw it. In the reflection of the window, there was a figure standing behind me, a tall, dark silhouette with glowing eyes. I froze, too terrified to turn around. The figure didn't move, but I felt its presence, cold and oppressive. When the light suddenly came back on, the figure was gone, but I knew I couldn't stay in that house any longer. The next day, we packed our belongings and left. We didn't tell anyone the real reason for our sudden departure, we just said the house didn't suit us. Months later, I did some digging into the house's history. I found records of several families who had lived there over the years, each leaving abruptly. Most chilling of all was a police report from the 1950s. A family of 4 had vanished without a trace, leaving their belongings behind. To this day, I don't know what was in that house or what it wanted. But every now and then, I dream of Lillian, her hollow eyes staring into mine, as if she's trying to tell me something. Maybe one day, I'll understand. But for now, I'm just grateful to be far away from the house on Willow Lane. Not every new home is a peaceful fresh start. Sometimes, it hides secrets that should never be uncovered. Would you face the mysteries behind a locked door, or let the past remain buried? If you enjoyed this story and want to explore more tales filled with mystery and suspense, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any chilling stories. Share in the comments, what's the scariest experience you've ever had? Let's exchange stories and dive together into the world of horror.